Okay. Well, as always, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Our class is cardio yoga, and our 4-week focus is going to be on our feet, our ankles, that part of the lower body. So you'll notice that we try to incorporate movement in those areas as much as we can while getting our sweat on tonight. So we are going to begin in a hero's pose, similar to how we did last week. And if this posture is not called to you or feel totally comfortable, please feel free to choose a different variation. So please come down to your mat, come to the back of your mat, and allow your shins to come down onto the ground and root down through the tops of your feet. Notice how this feels in your knees. If this is rather uncomfortable in your knees, please choose a different option, such as sitting in an easy pose or sitting on a block or choosing really any seated posture that you feel most comfortable in. When you are in your starting posture, allow your spine to stack tall, shoulders over the hips, and allow your hands to rest on your thighs. Palms up if that feels okay, if you are feeling open, and if you want to feel more grounded, palms down, pressing in gently to the tops of your thighs. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in through the nose, exhale, sigh it out. Take another longer, deeper inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it all go, feeling the day melt away. And take another larger, deeper breath yet. Trying to find your max capacity, invite in as much air as you can into your lungs. Pause when you reach the top. And exhale, sigh all of it out. Beautiful. Keep your lips sealed and continue to take long, slow, deep inhales through the nose and long, slow, complete exhales through the nose. Allow your focus to narrow between the four corners of your mat, not minding outside noises, lingering to-do list items. All of those things will be waiting for us at the end of our practice. Let's just focus on dedicating the next few moments of this class to ourselves and nourishing our body with movement and energy. When you're ready, gently blink your eyes open and gently roll your neck in a very slow circle in one direction and then in the opposite direction. Beautiful. Plant your hands on the mat, walk your hands forward and come into a high plank. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your heels over your toes. Now, at any point, you can lower down the knees if this is feeling like a little too much through the core or through the wrists, but gently rock forward and back and notice if you have any pops or cracks in your ankles. Oh, I know I have some. And then begin to rock your heels side to side. And maybe even rock them so far to each side that they come down to the mat. Come back to center. Once again, rock forward and back. You can reset, put your knees down at any time. And then side to side. Really focusing on stretching out through the ankles. Come back to center, lift one foot up, just roll the ankle in one direction and then the other. And switch feet.
One direction and then the other. Beautiful. Lift your hips. Find downward facing dog. Root down through the fingertips and allow your heels to stretch toward the mat. Peek your hips as high as they'll go, pressing your torso toward your thighs. Hold it here, relax through the neck. Inhale and exhale, release. Step your feet as wide as your mat and then start to walk your hands back towards your feet into a wide forward fold. Then slowly lower your hips down, finding a malasana squat. It's okay if your heels come up off the mat. That's totally fine. Try to lift the chest. And if you feel okay in your balance at this posture, begin to lift your fingertips off the mat. Maybe even press your palms to one another. Lift up through the chest. Lifting the shoulders above the hips, reaching through the crown of your head, noticing how this might stretch out through the ankles. And then release your hands down to the mat. Lift your hips wide, forward fold. Heel toe your feet together. Big toes come a sliver apart. Inhale, halfway lift, long, strong spine, squeeze the belly in. Exhale, forward fold, lift through the hips. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Reach your arms to the sky, extended mountain. Inhale. Exhale, gentle back bend. Lift the chest, cactus the arms. Inhale, extended mountain, arms reach up. Come up to your tippy toes. Lift your heels off the mat. You can lower them at any time, but if you want to challenge yourself, try to keep the heels lifted as you bend your knees and sink your hips into chair pose with the heels lifted, optional. Hold it here, sink the hips down low, activate through the low belly for 3, 2, and 1. Fold at the hips, release your hands down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long, strong spine. Exhale, plant your hands down, lift your hips, lift your heels rather, bring your hips down to your heels for a toe stand. So come up to the balls of your feet, bring your hands center between the knees, open the knees as wide as you feel comfortable. Allow your heels to press toward one another. And once again, if you feel comfortable to balance, begin to lift your chest and try to balance in your toe stand. When you're ready, release the hands down, lift the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Repeating this sequence a little bit faster. Exhale, gentle back bend, cactus the arms, lift the chest. Inhale, rise, mountain, come up to the tippy toes. Bend the knees, sink the hips, chair pose. Hold it here, squeeze the low belly in, maybe get a little lower for 3, 2, and 1. Release the heels down, fold at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, sink the hips, lift the heels, toe stand. Seeing if you can find your balance in toe stand. Hold and release. Bring the hands down, lower the heels, lift the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. One more round, just like that. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, mountain pose. Exhale, gentle back bend, lift the chest. Inhale, rise, mountain, come up to the tippy toes. Exhale, chair pose, trying to slide your back straight down like it's up against a wall. Sink the hips low, keep the heels high. Squeeze that low belly for 3, 2, and 1. Release the heels. Fold at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, toe stand. We're going to come up on the heels, widen the knees, lift the chest, thumbs come to your sternum. Exhale, fold, lift the hips, bring the heels down. Inhale, halfway lift, listen for the change. Exhale, plant your hands down and walk your hands all the way to the top of your mat for high plank. Hold high plank, lower the hips down between the shoulders and the heels. Reach your right knee forward, press it back, left knee forward. So we're going to do some mountain climbers here, bringing one knee forward at a time. And bring it as close to your nose as you can while maintaining that spine, that plank spine. So long, strong spine, alternating one knee forward at a time. We'll speed this up in a future round, but just getting used to the movements here. One more each side. Hold it here, plank pose, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the hips, stretch the heels towards your mat. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Place your right foot in between your hands. Lower the back knee down, low lunge. Inhale, low crescent lunge. Lift the arms, stack your shoulders over the hips. Hold it here, inhale. Exhale, sweep it down and back, half splits. Straighten the front knee, point the right toes up. Maybe gently rock your toes forward and back, pointing and flexing, feeling a nice stretch through the back of your right knee. Come back to low crescent lunge, inhale. Exhale, release your hands down, tuck your back toes, high crescent lunge, lift the back knee, inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Spiral the back heel down, sink deep into that front knee, arms come to a T. Inhale, star pose, straighten the front knee, parallel your feet, arms come up like an X. Step your right foot back to your left, coming to the back of your mat. Okay, so for our cardio portion of class today, I have a little combo move that we're going to practice. So start at the back of your mat. We're going to take a lateral hurdle. So big step, lifting both knees up as high as you can. When you get to the other side of your mat, step your left foot behind your right foot and curtsy squat. So a curtsy squat means that your feet are in one straight line. It's like your toes are on one straight line. You sink the hips down like a squat and your knees open up in opposite directions, just like you were going to curtsy. Come back up, side hurdle to the back of your mat, and curtsy squat again. This time, right foot behind left. Pop it up, side hurdle to the front, curtsy squat, and side hurdle to the back, curtsy squat. So right foot is back. Now when you're hurdling, keep your knees as high as you can. And if you have the space to jump a little, that's okay. You can make it a real hurdle by jumping, but if you're on the second floor like I am and have people beneath you, they may not want to hear you jumping, and I totally get that. So keep going, knees get as high as they can, curtsy, one more round each side, to the back, to the front, curtsy squat, and to the back, curtsy squat. Beautiful, come back to stillness, open all the way up to that star pose, reconnect with the breath, inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Pivot your right toes to the front of your mat. Sink deep into your front knee. Inhale, reverse warrior. Right arm reaches to the sky. Left arm reaches down the back thigh. Feeling a nice stretch through the front ribs. Getting nice and low into your front knee. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Reach forward. Right elbow on the thigh. Left arm reaches to the sky. Press down through the pinky toe side of that back foot. Feel the stretch along the top of your left leg. Inhale, look down and in front of you. Release your hands down. Step back to a high plank. All right, mountain climbers for real. So going faster this time. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Let's do 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. High plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Hold it here. Inhale, connect with your breath. Exhale, hold. Inhale, left leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step it through. Low lunge. Place your left foot in between your hands. Lower the back knee down. Inhale, low crescent lunge. Stack your shoulders over your hips, pressing down through the top of the right foot and the bottom of the left foot. Hold it here. Inhale. Exhale, sweep it down and back, half splits. Flex your toes up and then point them forward. Notice how that gives a nice stretch along the top of your left foot and through the ankle. Inhale, walk your hands forward. Low crescent lunge again, opening through the chest. Exhale, press the hands down, tuck the back toes. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Lift all the way up to standing. Exhale, warrior two. Sink deep into that front knee, finding the posture. Inhale, star pose. Straighten out the left knee, parallel the feet, arms come to an X. And take a big hop all the way to the back of your mat, so towards your right foot. Once again, we'll do our lateral hurdles plus our curtsy squat. So starting at the back of your mat, hurdle to the front and curtsy. And hurdle to the back and curtsy. So we're focusing on height of the knee and then depth of the squat. Getting a lot of range through the legs. Notice how a curtsy squat can make it a little bit harder to balance. Your ankles, your heels tend to come up. Keep going. If you can get that height of a jump, that's great. If you can't, that's okay too. Using the space that you have, maybe get a little deeper. Let's do one more each side. So back to the front and curtsy and to the back and curtsy. Beautiful. Come back to stillness. Open up, return to that star pose. I'll flip back around. Pivot the left toes forward. Warrior two. Sink into that front knee. Notice if your heart rate's getting a little elevated. I sure hope so. Inhale, reverse warrior. Lift the left arm to the sky. Right arm reaches down the back thigh. Feeling a nice stretch through the front ribs. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Reach forward. Left arm on the thigh. Right arm reaches to the sky. Holding it here, press down through the pinky toe side of the right foot. Inhale, look down at your front foot. Exhale, release your hands, step it back. High plank, one more round of mountain climbers. Right, left, right, left. So moving at your speed, trying to get your knees as far forward as you can. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. High plank hold. Inhale. Exhale. Push the hips up. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Holding it here for one more breath. Connect to the breath. Try to slow down the heart rate by slowing down the breath. Deep inhales and exhales. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk to the top of your mat and come down to a seat. Bring your toes out in front of you and keep your knees pointed up. So, just like last week, we're going to try a variation of boat pose. Now, boat pose is definitely a core burner, but I really want to make sure that we're keeping a nice open chest. So start with your hands behind your knees, lift, puff up your chest, lift the front of your sternum as if there's a string pulling it directly up, squeezing your shoulder blades behind you, then start to lean the chest back until you notice that it starts to round. If it starts to round, you've gone too far. Squeeze through the shoulder blades, lift through the chest, and you'll notice that your core is engaged. From here, option one is to keep your toes on the mat and just try to lift your heels up. Maybe that'll give you enough of a push on the core to squeeze it just a little harder. If that feels easy, then maybe start lifting one foot a little higher or maybe both feet higher. So find the level that serves you. If you're like, okay, I can do this and my chest is not caving in, then the next step would be to start to release the hands out. Now, wherever level you are, I want you to try to walk your feet forward. So if your feet are in the sky, just push your feet forward as you lower the chest just slightly, and then lift it all the way back up. You can return the hands to the knees at any time. Straighten through the knees a little bit, and then lift the chest back up, squeezing through that core. Let's do one more just like that. Straighten slightly, and bring it back. Beautiful. Take a breath, bring your feet down to the mat, and join me in a 90-90 stretch. So we're going to bring both knees to a 90-degree angle. Bring your left knee out to the left side of your hip and your right knee in front of you, so your right shin is roughly parallel to the front of your mat. Allow yourself to twist toward your right knee and feel a little twist through the hip. And if it feels okay, start to lower your chest through the right knee. And maybe it feels good enough to lower all the way down to your forearms. Notice how this stretches out through the right thigh, the right hip. Hold it here. And then slowly bring yourself back up to center. Bring both of your feet back to the top of your mat. And let's try those boat crunches one more time. So find the level that serves you. It might be different than round one. Puff up the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades. Maybe start with just lifting the heels. If you're lifting the heels, then maybe your next step is just trying to release the hands or lowering the chest a little bit more. If that's feeling okay, maybe lift up one foot or both feet. You can keep the hands at the back of the knees or start to open them up. Extend out as far as you feel comfortable without losing form, and then bring it back to center. When you get back to center, readjust that spine. Pull the chest forward and then lower it down slightly again. And then lift. Reset. One more time, just like that. Open and back to center. Hold it here and then lower your toes down. And then let's do 90-90 on the other side. So this time our left shin is parallel to the front of the mat. Our right knee comes out to the side of our right hip. Bring your hands to frame your left knee and maybe start to lower your chest towards your left knee if this feels okay. If there's any resistance in your hips or your knees here, that's okay. Back away from that resistance. That's all right. If it feels good, then maybe push just a little deeper. Holding it here. One more breath. Exhale. Inhale, gently push yourself back up to center. Bring both your legs out in front of you and then lower all the way down to your back. Bring your knees up into your chest for one more hug. Inhale, happy baby. Widen through the knees. Bring the soles of your feet flat toward the ceiling. And option one is grab the back of your knees. Pull your knees out and down toward your outer ribs. If that feels easy and you want a deeper stretch through the hips, then maybe reach up toward the bottom of your feet and use that additional leverage to pull the knees down towards your outer ribs. Just make sure your whole back stays flat on the mat. If this feels good, maybe slightly rock from side to side. Notice how that feels like a little massage on the back. If you want to stretch out a hamstring or two, feel free to straighten out through the knees at this point. Beautiful. And then bring your knees back into your chest. Extend your left leg long. Grab both hands around your right shin. Draw your right knee out and up towards your right shoulder, wind removing pose. Exhale, supine twist. Guide your right knee across the body. Stack your right hip over the left and reach your right arm out to the side. Maybe tilt your right ear towards the right shoulder. Feeling a nice stretch through the outer right hip and a little bit through the spine. Both shoulder blades should stay flat on the mat. Soften through the belly. Inhale, come back to center. Bring both knees back into your chest. Give yourself a little hug to realign the spine. And then extend your right leg long. Grab both hands around your left shin. Draw your left knee out and up towards your left shoulder. Squeeze the thigh in tight. Inhale, wind removing pose. Exhale, supine twist. Guide the left knee across the body. Maybe stack the right hip under the left and reach your left arm out to the side. Tilt your left ear towards your left shoulder. And keep both shoulder blades flat on the mat, feeling a nice stretch through the outer left hip. Soften through the belly. Nice, full, deep inhale and exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Bring both knees up into your chest one more time. Big hug here. Bring your forehead to your knees. Tightest squeeze you had all day. And exhale, release Shavasana. Extend your arms and legs out long and wide. Allow your toes to flop open. Maybe give those ankles one more roll. And then find stillness. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Fill the chest. Exhale, open mouth, sigh it out. And allow each muscle group to begin to soften and relax. Relax through your toes, the balls of your feet, your arches and your heels. Relax through the ankles, your calves, your kneecaps and your thighs. Soften through the glutes. Let your hips sink into your mat. Soften through your fingertips, the palms of your hand, and your wrists. Soften through the forearms, the elbows, and the biceps. Allow your shoulders to release. Soften through the belly and allow your whole spine to feel supported by the whole earth beneath you. Relax through your neck and all of the muscles in your face. Allow yourself to find stillness with the natural lift and fall with each breath. Gently begin to bring awareness back to the body and the breath. Take a slightly deeper inhale through the nose. Feel the chest lift and expand. And exhale, sigh it out. On your next inhale, reach your arms up over your head for a wall-to-wall stretch. Point your toes, get long, get lean, and slowly bring your knees up into your chest for one last hug. Gently rock from side to side and fall over on your favorite side. Keeping your eyes closed, softly push yourself up to a seat and cross your legs. Root down through your sit bones. Bring your palms together and press your thumbs into your chest. Lift through the crown of your head. Sit tall. Sit proud. Take a deep inhale through the nose. May we look inward for validation and acceptance. Inhale, draw your thumbs to your lips. May we speak words of truth, kindness, and encouragement. Inhale, draw your thumbs to your third eye center, our space of introspection and reflection. Take a deep inhale to fill yourself with love and light, and exhale to share it with those who need it. Namaste.